So, what is Enlightened Christianity? I grew up in a Christian household. I enjoyed it. My father was very good. My mother was Christian, my father was a Catholic. Later, the family kind of fell apart, but it is what it is. And it was good. I had a good family. I had a good time. I was a happy child. It was just good. I had difficult times at school at times and all that. Later, when my father died, when I was 16, I had a hard time with substances, and after that I recovered by grace of meditation and Eastern philosophy, and I spent 10 years on that, studying that, practicing that, and that worked also. And now I'm back in Christianity for various reasons. One of the reasons was that I felt unsafe doing journalism and being engaged in politics on Twitter. I felt uncomfortable, and I felt like I needed to join Christianity. Also, as I lived back in Europe again, I had lived in Asia for a while, and I felt like I needed to buy a rosemary, and that indeed helped. The feeling of discomfort and fear that I couldn't get rid of, I got rid of. It disappeared under Christianity, and I'm happy that I converted, in a sense, or joined Christianity. I love it. I've always respected it. I've always kept praying, even though maybe not directly with Jesus or in that tradition, but more in Eastern tradition, Eastern philosophy, which has its own Holy Spirit, has its own goodness. It was not forsaken by the Holy Spirit. They had their own graces. But I came back to Christianity for various reasons. One is that it is wise. It is a unique movement, tradition, that has a lot of power and that works. It has a lot of wisdom that's forgotten and destroyed. What I would say by enlightened Christianity is that there are things in the scriptures or in the interpretations that I don't agree with. It was first an oral tradition, just as Buddhism, and then it was later written down, but I don't believe everything that was written down, and I do believe a whole lot, and I don't think any Christian believes literally everything. And I believe that every Christian is gifted a brain and an intellect and the Holy Spirit by which to live. That is, to me, what it means to be Christian. Being Christian is more fundamental, being moral, being aware of God or presence or spirit, than being a believer in ideas. That I would say is part of enlightened Christianity, and I would say that enlightened Christianity, or that my view of enlightened Christianity, is that every experience, every sensation, every vibration, every appearance is going to be temporary. All of your dreams are temporary. All of your thoughts are temporary. All of your body is temporary. All of your mind is temporary. This is temporary, and this is reality. This is the way reality is. Is there more than temporary? Yes, because there is also empty space. Space itself. You can call it full, you can call it empty, but it is space. And within the space, or as a space, there's also light. And there's also darkness. And darkness and light have nothing inherently to do with good or bad or right or wrong. Though it is true that darkness is associated with sin, because darkness is usually used as a metaphor for a lack of awareness, a lack of awareness of spirit, of morality, a lack of it, so it's darkened. That doesn't mean that darkness itself is a sin or is a human sin. In fact, darkness itself without human sin is just peace. It's just peace. That's why we like sleep. Sleep is also not always bright or full of light. Though that can occur if you practice prayer and meditation during sleep, which is very interesting and very powerful. But the darkness, the dark aspect of sleep or of meditation is also good. It's peace. So it's the real important thing is absence of sin if you want to talk about suffering or happiness or peace. Absence of sin. So because in our experiences and everyone's experiences, always in reality, it is temporary, which means that every experience of a heaven, every experience of a hell is also going to be temporary. Just as your experiences has always been that way, just as reality has always been that way, and reality is where we need to live. And reality is what Christendom is about picking up the cross, about praying, but also being transcendent in the knowledge of awareness that you are also space. You cannot have reality with just little balls of stuff and not have the space. You're also the space. So that's part of it. That's definitely part of it. That's enlightened Christianity, I would say. It has everything that Christianity has. It has the wisdom of the Bible. It has the interpretation of the Bible. It has the community. It has the prayer. It has the ritual. It has the sacraments. It has the priests. It has the normal people, the non-priests, which can also be just as good, just as devoted, just as wise. But you know that the story of heaven or hell is not the ultimate. God is the ultimate, and God's peace as space is already here. So that would be my view of enlightened Christianity. Second part of it I will devote to another video. I think this is enough for part 1. Thank you.